All right, welcome everybody.
Well, hello, Scott.
Oh, you're talking to us.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I had a cough queued up right just time for that.
JB, you're the man. You're the man.
Well, we're waiting on Dave, so I feel like, usually if you're at work and you're late for meetings or something, you got to bring donuts. So he's on hook for donuts first day at Nats.
Well, he's an attorney and he's paid by the hour and he thinks we're cheap, so he's going to show up right on time.
Okay. Well, Jim Bates was on time yesterday.
Now, Jim's a special breed.
That's an understatement. But, we put him on a pedestal with Ivan because Ivan still thinks he owns a mosquito and a couple
That
others.
guy is rich.
Oh, Scott, what do you got there? Man, you must be one of the first states to have it.
Yeah, I would say based on the posts and the pictures I was seeing, I was telling Doug and Mike earlier, I think I got a better example than most people. Mine looks pretty good, but the retail $90 US, I think it's a little rich for what's in the box. There's $100 parts in there for your $90, but the size of the kit is perfect for the Razor Crest. It's a great size, so I'm happy I have it. But yeah, I think it's a little rich. I'd think it'd be a little bit better value at maybe 65 or 70 US, but that's just what I think. So for whatever that's worth.
Maybe
They're going to make up the license on that kit alone.
Maybe Hobby Lobby will pick some up. We can get them for 40% off every other week.
Yeah. There's my buddy Sean Earl. How you doing, Sean? Yes, indeed. MRS Hobby in Salt Lake City, Utah came through for me. Pre-ordered one and got a message from them today. So
I didn't even know they were in the States yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them, but it's good to get one. So anyway,
might be one of the first, I think.
They've been over here for a while and all over Facebook. You see, they've sold really well over here. They've done really well.
I mean, I want one, but I've spent too much money on Macs, so I can't.
I think, John, I think we've been hacked by the Russians.
Oh, geez. Dave, you're late.
It's 9 o'clock.
The court is in session. Where have you been?
Mike called it. Bam.
My niece is participating in basically what is Miss Junior Kentucky, and I was watching the live stream with my wife.
Nice.
He was landlocked. Sorry, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Kind of. You got it.
Priorities, I understand. How's everything down there? Are you snowed in?
Not snowed in. It's only about 1.5 inches of snow, but it's effing cold. It was 10 degrees this morning.
Oh.
We got all the snow just 70 miles east of you.
Yeah, I know. But it's 16 degrees outside right now. That ain't right. That's not Kentucky weather.
Well, I mean, typical Denver weather. We had 2 inches, 3 inches of snow last night, and today it was 60 degrees outside. So that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, well, we ended up having on Christmas Day it's like 77 degrees, and then 20 degrees 48 hours later.
More importantly, it looks like you got a taste of Colorado at your bench tonight.
Are we referring to this?
Yeah. New Belgium, man.
This is from Belgium.
Oh, right. New Belgium.
Belgium, yeah. You don't believe that, do you?
No, you need to come. You need to come out here. We need to have another Nats in Colorado, and we'll do a brewery tour as one of the events.
I worked for a law firm a number of years ago that sent me out to Denver for a meeting, and my hotel. Keep in mind, this was a number of years ago, and I ended up walking like 4.5 miles from the hotel to whatchamacallit, the hobby shop.
Colpar.
Really great hobby shop.
Oh,
Scott knows.
Yeah, terrific hobby shop.
It was well worth walking 4.5 miles.
Well, we got some guys checking in. We got Sean Earl, Jackson Stanton, Robert Klein, our buddy Shane Doak saying yo, 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 Mark Bradley. We got Sean Donnelly. How you guys doing? Hopefully you're enjoying the stream so far.
I'm seeing Ray Davis on here too.
Oh, down under. All right.
Yeah, what is it? Either yesterday or tomorrow there?
I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, geez, we got Nuke Man Mike here. We're in trouble.
Nukester. All right.
Hey, he's another convert. He's building Mac now too.
I want Mike, take a look at Darrin's bench there. See how neat and clean that is.
Yeah, that's just wrong. That is just wrong.
He cleaned up for the show.
I did. It wasn't like that about 30 minutes.
Like me and Ivan did.
Yeah.
I dusted off too.
Yeah. It wasn't
don't have
like
any,
that
Dave.
30 minutes ago. So.
Hey, Grant.
All right, we've actually got hey Grant. Grant's joining us. Grant Mayberry. Sean has a question for Darrin.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, in the process, actually, Sean.
I can just a sec.
Where is it? Where is it, Darrin? Pull it up. I've been waiting to see it finished.
Oh no, it's
yeah.
not finished yet. I kind of set it aside, trying to figure out some weathering stuff. It's the first tank I've ever built, so there's a lot to figure out here. Look, I always thought that building armor was hiding seams and ejector pin marks by throwing some mud and dirt on them. Boy, was I wrong. There's an art to that, man. So, it's taking a little bit to figure out, but it's a great kit. It's a lot of fun to build, for sure.
You're enjoying the build then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you built it right out of the box, right?
Absolutely, right out of the box. Yeah. And there's a lot of detail to it. Being able to see down inside. Now, I will tell you, same thing with the Jackson I'm doing, having the open top turret. All the jazz that's down in there. I mean, you could, as Nemo would say, you could go crazy with the cheese whiz down in there, man. But it's I start to wonder why, because once you get down in there, I mean, you really can't see much, but a lot of detail.
Yeah, so there's another model at your bench. You might not have started it, but TJ's going to steal it, actually. It's that KV2 you got hiding around there. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's not hiding. It's, hold on just a second. Yeah. Came in the mail a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. But,
nice.
Got dropped off. But to be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to really break into it. Everything's still in bags. I know Spencer right now is breaking into it. Spencer Pollard, he's in the process of building. I'm going to follow him on Instagram with it. But I haven't had a chance yet to break into that. So here soon. I at least need to get some good sprue shots up and some pictures of the contents there for sure. At the very least.
What about that Hornet? How many days are you into that Hornet build at this point?
We're a week, 2 weeks, week and a half. I'd have to go back and look at the actual start date, but she's coming along. A lot of work on the rear end back here with refilling and rescribing. Same with the nose. Just some inaccurate panel lines. But it's a fairly decent fitting kit, and here again another fun one to build. It's just a lot of work with the sanding and scribing.
Has anybody here done the Hasegawa F-18F? I've got one. I'm not sure what I'm in for when I finally get to it.
You know, I had I'll find the comment here in just a little bit, but I had posted pictures and. Yeah, let me find the comment on it. But there was a comparison made to the Hasegawa kit. and there's a lot of people that have been doing that, saying that the one that Ming is almost identical. Yeah, this was from Marcin Witkowski, and he had said, yeah, everything is almost identical to the Hasegawa kit. Of course, he says that's his 5 cents, but it's almost identical. So
Well, let's get caught up on some shout outs, JB, and then I'll let you take the floor here. Justin Ryan, how's it going? It's good to see you. Rick Cooper, how you doing, Rick? We got Ray Davis, like Doug was saying, from Down Under, joining us. Pretty cool. Sean Donnelly, how's it going? Saying hi to the Mojo guys.
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Hey.
Michael Libero, how's it going, Michael?
What's up, Mike?
Ray Davis to Dave says that they are our future. So Mark Bradley in Colorado. Let's see. Rick's got a question for JB.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh, that's yeah. I got the real thing. I wish. That was the trip to Bovington on my honeymoon. So that was a good trip.
Okay, now
You
Mad-
did it wrong, Dave. You did it wrong.
yeah, I was going to say, mad props to anyone who convinces their new spouse to go to Bovington on the honeymoon.
Well, I traded Bovington for Kinky Boots. So we did Bovington in the day, and then at night we went to Kinky Boots. It was mutual understanding. So yeah, but my wife Lindsay's fantastic. I drag her to all the museums. So actually, I'm pretty sure some of my friends are jealous for how many military museums she's been to.
There wasn't any sort of prisoner of war interrogator thing going on in the evenings, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh man.
Bob Bear, the voice of Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hello.
RK's dropping in to say hi. How you doing, R? All right.
Assortment's one word for it.
All right, JB, give you the floor.
Well, Scott, you got me showing just my face. I feel like we need to go back to the panel. I don't want to be on spotlight. Jeez, oh man.
You have to do a musical number, JB.
Oh, I can't sing for crap. Or the last instrument I played was baritone in high school, and that was too long ago. But no, thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. Really appreciate the Plastic Model Mojo guys on board, and then Darrin from the Geeks as well. So we checked that box for aircraft modelers, and we just got to do a little charity event in that regard. But no, anyway. But no, thanks for everybody for joining us. This is just an open chat tonight. We did a dry run last night that went really well, and to all our listeners and people, showing up in the stream, feel free to ask any questions throughout the night. Scott's going to be popping them up left and right. I guess I'll act as MC and go around the horn. I think the first thing to do is maybe just get a little, intro of what everybody's working on in their bench. I know, I think we all know what Dave and Mike's been working on because it's been for the last year.
That's right, JB. So, well, speaking of that, we're gonna create a little bit of a challenge, and we're gonna say that Mike and Dave, if you guys will finish those two artillery pieces, the M30 and the ZIS-2, in the next 30 days, so it's 1/7. So by February 7th, if you guys have those pieces done, we will make a contribution to Malcolm's Models for Heroes charity in the name of Plastic Model Mojo for $100. But if you don't get them done, you guys have to make a donation to Malcolm for $100 in the name of the posse. What do you guys say?
You going to cut the check now, Dave?
I would argue I'm closer than you are to being done.
You may be right. But
I know I'm right.
We'll accept this because it's for a good cause. It's awesome fun, and you're right. We need to move it on down the road.
Okay. Just to let everybody here know where Mike is, he's got the gun done. He's working on the base, and he was 3D modeling and printing Russian gas mask hoses in 3D.
And they're damn sweet too.
They are damn sweet, but man, at that level, you're gonna be done about the time the next ice age comes around.
So how many feet down the rabbit hole are Russian gas masks in 1/35 scale?
That's not a rabbit hole for me at all. So that'd be a big goose egg.
Mike, when did you start working on that kit?
I started working on that. Oh God, Dave, you're gonna have to help me remember. I'm gonna ask the 60-year-old guy to remind me.
Oh, thank you. Throw the age thing around.
I feel like we're on Dr. Phil, and it's an intervention.
I do too.
Like,
no, it's more like Donahue when they had the skinheads and the Nazis and the Black Panthers on, and that fight breaks out. Now you have to be 60 years old or older to understand that joke.
I would have to comb a lot of photographs to understand when I actually start. I think I started it. God, I don't know. I really don't know. It was probably 2016.
Yeah. It was definitely 2016. It was in process when we were starting the podcast over 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it's picked up a lot of steam since we started the podcast.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, it's moving like lightning compared to when it started.
That's right.
I suppose in geologic terms, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Glacial terms, yeah, you're right. All right, so somebody's getting $100. We'll see who it's from.
oh man.
All right, well, make us pay, man. Make us pay.
Now,
I'd like to, but
wait a minute. Not to separate myself from my co-host, but if one of us finishes and the other one doesn't, do you kick in 50 and we kick in 50?
No, it's all in. It's a team effort. $100.
It's all or none, man.
Okay, I'm gonna come over to your house, Mike. Make sure you get that thing done.
So one of us is going to be the GOAT, and from my generation, GOAT does not mean greatest of all time. The GOAT is a bad thing.
Yes,
right. You don't want to be the GOAT. The GOAT's the guy that misses the last second field goal. That's the GOAT.
Yeah,
not Tom Brady.
Some guy with a foreign.
Hey, Joe.
name.
Joe, cheers to you,
Cheers,
man.
Joe.
We always think about you.
Good to see you
Yeah,
here, Joe.
when are we getting another Vegas National, Joe?
Oh gosh.
Oh man,
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
knock
have
on
to
your
watch
door.
the,
You're gonna get swatted.
We need a
watch the
Razzie
follow-up
button for that.
comments.
Jeez. Hey Robert, how you doing?
Hello.
So speaking about the Nats, I floated the idea to Scott, but I think all the podcasts that are going, we need to do not only a roundtable, but maybe a little social mix or one of the nights at Nats. They have the seminar rooms right next to the lobby where the free drinks are. So maybe we could tag team it in a sense of manager happy hour, and then come BS with the podcasters. But I think that might be on the agenda for one of the evenings. If that's good with the geeks and the Mojo boys.
If we can get access to one of those rooms in the evening, that'd be great.
Oh,
Sometime,
we've got
Catalina wine mixer.
Catalina wine mixer, right. We'll have ice sculptures of panzers there.
We've got the second VP of IPMS with us here. I think we can work something.
Yeah, we could probably swing something.
Little known fact, that title doesn't really carry much, but
the second VP of IPMS USA, otherwise known as the guy who was dumb enough to run for the office. So first thing,
he's going to make it happen, man. Make it happen, John.
First thing I said to JB when I met him in person is, "Man, what the hell is wrong with you?"
I get that a lot. I'm used to it by now. It's like scar tissue. It just keeps building up, and I'm good. So
Uh,
We're having a good time tonight, but not as much fun as Bob's going to have next year on his 20th anniversary. It sounds like an epic trip.
oh, for Tiger
Nice.
Day too.
see, I think we need to acknowledge the greatest injustice in the room, and I don't think Ivan's been to Bovington.
I've not.
God, what?
What?
It's down south. It's a trek.
Okay, you
How many
realize
miles?
But that's the thing in England. Like that's like a 7-hour drive, and you don't do that in one day.
you
in
know
my
that-
in my military collecting hobby, I hear this all the time from guys in Europe. I'm like, there's this big military show in Cine, Belgium, and I'm like, I have a friend in France, a really good friend of mine in the collecting hobby. And I'm like, have you ever been up to Cine? Oh no, it's too far. I'm like, it's the second biggest military show in the freaking world. And it's like a 3-hour train ride. Give me a break.
That's to you guys in US, like a 12-hour car drive. That's a commute to work. That's going to the shops. That's nothing.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
Ivan,
Ivan-
if you come to Nats, that'll change it. You'll end up at Bovington. Oh, that's easy now.
Yeah.
Well,
Do it.
Oh yeah, especially if you're driving from Denver to
Yeah,
Omaha.
he's
Yeah,
flying
7-hour
to
drive.
Denver, and then we're going to drive to Omaha. Unfortunately, Denver to Omaha is not the scenic route. It's going the other way, but we'll still have a good time. Sam Dwyer will hopefully be there, and TJ, and then Scott and Doug as well, and we'll be caravanning across the country.
and you'll understand what it means to grow wheat and corn because
Yeah, I
you're
was
going to
gonna
pass a
say-
lot of it.
What do you mean it's not scenic? It's hours and hours of corn.
I mean, they got those big windmill farms too, or not
Yeah.
windmill, but the
And those are so attractive.
The bird
Yeah,
eater,
the
bird
wind
eaters.
turbines.
Yeah,
I mean,
bird eaters.
I'm not too worried because Ivan's probably going to be suffering from the meat sweats the whole way. And not focused on anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get to if you go to Omaha and you don't go out for a nice steak dinner one night, you're crazy.
Well, the problem is, Dave, the schedule's already like nearly booked.
Mm.
Thursday night is night at the museum. Friday is judging, and then someone's social in their room, and then Saturday is the award ceremony. So, like Wednesday, where we want to do our social, that's like it.
Who would be dumb enough to get roped into judging at a national?
You know, I'm a team player. I drug TJ with me and Scott.
Accurate.
To change the system, you have to be a part of the system, Dave. Come
Oh
on.
God. Oh Lord.
Man, there it is.
All
How do
right,
you think
Mike.
we're gonna get
Mike
open judging just by showing up and saying to do it? No, you have to become an expert and know how to change.
Yeah.
all right, bourbon
It's a-
experts.
it's out.
Is the burning chair good?
Oh,
I think that was from California, so I'm skeptical from the start. So if Bob likes it, that's great. I'm drinking some Indiana bourbon tonight, which I commented on a podcast a long time ago. That was like a Canadian tequila. So Bob, let us know how it is. You said you finished the last drop. Sometimes it takes that long to figure out whether you like it or not.
Darrin, you got Gatorade there, or do you have some?
No,
fluids?
man, I'm on the hard stuff tonight. With the diet ginger ale. So
Ooh.
Giant.
I'm
You got
living
saltines next to it.
living life on the edge, man.
Good evening, Tim.
Hey,
How you
Tim.
doing, Tim?
While we're here, I think we need to acknowledge, someone's fantastic work lately. He hasn't said much tonight, but definitely TJ. Talk about that Luna Gans you're working on.
Man, that thing's sweet. Yeah,
Mm. You muted.
and he's muted.
Because my compressor
good
went off.
thing.
I'm sorry. I'm a little out of it these last couple of days. What were you saying, John?
Your Luna Gans, man.
Oh yeah, I would show it to you, but it's all in pieces right now because I was getting ready to put some semi-gloss down on it so I can do the decals. And it helps with the washes too. It's really awesome. I've never built one of these before. It's super fun. Here, I'll grab what I can of it. There's the body. I spent. Oh, let me turn this stupid thing off. Come on. There we go. I spent most of the day making the engine for the back there. If you've been on social media, you might have seen it. Post a couple pictures of it. It's really fun. I got everything taken apart right now, so I can kind of weather and decal everything separately. Just because it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 major parts plus the 2 legs. And when it's put together, it's really unwieldy. So it's best just to keep it in sub-assemblies like I have. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's into big stompy robot droid things, I would pick one of these things up. It's pretty fun.
What prompted you to do that?
Well, I bought it because it looks sweet, and I love Machine and Krieger stuff. But what prompted me to build this particular model right now is I posted one of the last ones I was working on at the end of the year last year, and Lincoln Wright reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in building something for him. So I gave him a list of everything I had, and he said, "How about the Luna Gans?" I was like, "You got it, boss." So that's why I'm building this particular one.
Gotcha.
Luckily for me, it was high on the build priority queue for this year anyways, because I got it last month and I've been wanting one for a long time. So I was already going to build it. It just serendipitously turned out that someone awesome asked me to build it for something that he's doing. So it's hard to say no.
Nice.
There's a relatively recent picture of it before I took it all apart.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I really like that.
So if anyone knows anything about the Luna Gans, normally they're all gray, but there's one that's tan. So I was like, I got to do the tan one. Didn't want to do a gray one because our buddy Brian's already done one, and it's it's friggin' amazing. So
Can't match it.
Yeah,
He's
well, I'm not
on
even
another
going to
level.
try.
No, Ivan called out.
Who uses clicks? No one uses clicks.
The guy that wears cargo shorts and talks about Vietnam.
But
Jeff, I
yeah,
hope to see you in Omaha.
I'll spend the rest of the weekend probably getting down and dirty and weathering it. So it's supposed to be based on the moon, so that offers a little unique of an opportunity for weathering because it's the moon. So you're not not your typical brown and dust and mud and all that stuff. It'll be a little different.
Some judge at a contest will walk up and say, "Hey, that's not the right color of dust on the moon."
Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that.
What was the hardest thing with the kit? You know, people talk about it being, you know, a little bit difficult because of the seams.
That's it. It's the seams. Anyone that's not familiar with the history of Machine and Krieger, this particular kit is based on a couple of different early kits that were made, and those kits are still produced now. This one was released, I think, mid 2021 as a re-release, which is the way Machine and Krieger works. They don't release thousands and thousands of them. You know, they're not readily available at all times. So they're almost released like in waves. I think they call them series. So I think what's this one? Series 68. So it goes right there. But most of the kit is from the 1980s, and it looks it, and it assembles fine. It's just you got to do a lot of filling and sanding and cleaning up seams where there's not supposed to be seams. Some places you can hide it better than others, like on the head. It's got that big like robot looking head, because you can texture that, but on the legs and stuff you can't. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end because it looks really sweet when it's all put together.
Nice.
No, it looks awesome. I love the red springs. I think that's what sets it off for me.
Thanks. I just needed something to add a little bit of splash of color, so I was like, well, red goes well with this tan color. Lincoln Wright's thing is red panels. He puts red panels on all his Machine and Krieger stuff. So I was like, I don't want to steal a red panel, so I'll make some red springs.
Nice. Ivan, you got to talk to us. Did you buy the Stug yet?
So you've got them way before we have. I've had it on pre-order since it was announced.
Oh, wow.
But they've just not hit the country yet. They're just not over here. So I've got one of them on order and 2 of the Panzer IIIs whenever they come out.
Oh, wow.
So I've got it on order, but because of all sorts of reasons, we have no idea when we're going to get it.
Here's a little how big it is. It's a pretty good size.
Do you have the Barbie that goes inside that?
Seriously. Good Lord.
Barbie's dream Stug.
Well, if I took off the top fighting compartment panel, my cat could probably fit in it.
Hey, Sieber spelled y'all right.
Yeah, right.
How you doing, Luftram?
That spit of his. So
Gorgeous.
That X of his, you could insert whatever.
That guy has a shrink ray. You can't convince me otherwise. He actually builds in 1/24 scale and then just shrinks it all down.
Hell, I couldn't do that in 1/24 scale. Shit.
The seams. Well, looks like we have some friends from the UK joining us as well.
Nice.
Blimey. I know Jonathan stays up late.
Don't we all? Don't most modelers stay up late?
But what is
most
sleep?
of them that I know?
That's when you get modeling done.
It's good. It's like you get left alone.
It's when I make mistakes.
Well, that has something to do with the modeling fluid.
Maybe. You may be right.
So I see a lot of stuff this is perfect timing too with Mike. So the last Omaha Nationals, it was in 2017, and
Yep.
Mike and I used to live near each other. And I'm like, well, you want to go? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, we can drive. And he's like, yeah, let's do it straight through. I'm like, I can't do that, man. I need sleep. He's like, I'll drive. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we drove, left at 6:30 at night in Pennsylvania, showed up there at 7 in the morning, acted like we were vendors, and we had the run of the place in the morning. So it was great. And we didn't die. So it was actually a really big benefit.
Darrin, I know you've got some epic road trip stories, family in Texas and California and living in Maryland.
Oh yeah. It's I don't drive anymore though. I'm totally opposed to driving. It's on the plane whenever I can. That's it. But then again, I've got anywhere from an hour and a half, 2 hour to 3 hour drive to the frickin' airport. So I guess I am kind of stuck driving it one way or another. But
You flying out of Bewee?
I hate the place. No, I will not go there. It's I'm a Reagan national.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's easier in and out.
You couldn't drag me to Reagan National.
Oh man, everybody's picking on Ivan.
Man, Bob off the top rope.
Too early for this.
So what model are we talking about? Is she?
Yeah,
There you go.
It depends on the model.
Good question.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a man who's thinking.
It's still a trek. Like Telford's far enough, and that's 2.5 hours away.
Oh my God.
Ah,
Okay, how much traveling are you doing just to get to Nationals in Omaha?
Well, it's easy because it's like a 45-minute drive to Manchester. Then we fly from Manchester to Heathrow, then Heathrow to DC, and then DC to Denver, and it's all flights. I like flying.
Me too.
Ivan, for 8 years, I drove an hour and 20 minutes each way to work because I live here and was working where Mike lives.
Yeah, I need a new job.
Oh, he got one.
Yeah, I did.
Ivan, what do you have on your bench behind you there? There's a little stack. I see a mini art.
Yeah, considering it's blurred, that's really good.
Well, it's
good
the
looking.
orange box, man. That gives it away.
Yeah, that's the T55 because
And
someone
it's
decided
thick,
to mention a
so-
T55 build. Yeah, so instead of building and buying at the minute, which is just lethal, because I have no enthusiasm to
buy.
build, so I thought I'd just buy stuff instead. So I got T55 Polish production. I looked through
Wait,
every single version.
You said someone mentioned the T55 build.
Yeah, me.
I think you mentioned the T55 build.
Well,
Man, there's this guy who's like, "Hey, we should do a T55 build." I don't know what his deal was.
what are you
that was
thinking? I have
me.
no idea. Yeah, because I built that little 144th version. I was like, well, it's a crap kit, but I like the subject. Let me get a big one. Then I realized how many parts are in this kit. It's nice, it's cool, it's mental, really. It's Polish production version. Really nice.
full interior?
Oh, no interior, God no. But the box is packed as it is, so God knows how big the box is for the interior version.
Yeah.
Because that's crammed. And what else did I get? Ryfield T34. I know, obviously, there was the triple P T34 build. And seeing everyone's build of that, I was like, yeah, I need to get that. And I don't own a T34, which who doesn't own a T34?
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah. The Ryfield upgrade set for it as well, just because I'm starting to really enjoy working with PE. Any Ryfield kit I get a little upgrade set that goes with it. And my prize from ICM came in the post, the Bronco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if I built it, I don't know, but I got it.
Nice.
And this also, it's BM 1316 on a G7 107 base.
Mike.
Yeah.
That's you.
Got-
I'm glad I see the picture because I didn't.
That's the short one.
Yeah.
Didn't comprehend a lick of the acronym you stated.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, no idea. But ICM, I just love everything they do at the minute. They're just getting better and better and better with every release they do, and they're just releasing so much as well, so many weird things. And like we said, we were saying before we started recording, they've released a list of like 50 plus kits they're doing this year alone, which will all come out this year. And it's all really cool stuff. Like me and Scott saying the Yak 9s that are coming out.
Yeah.
So ICM, they're a big name, big winner for me. They're definitely up there with the best. So I've just been spending.
Well,
I would join the party.
I was just happy that ICM announced the Sallies in 72nd.
Yes.
We have needed those forever.
I've never even built an ICM kit. I don't even think I own one right now.
Oh, get that changed. They are good. They are really good.
Send him one.
Do you want one? I've got hundreds. I'll send you one.
No, I'm selling most of my armor. I'm on the Mac screen right now. Jeez, oh man, I got a box the size of Tokyo coming from Tokyo. So
He's not even joking either. You're buying in bulk, man.
that's right. TJ's in that order too.
Yeah, that's partially my fault.
So who's kitting the Mac plastic kits now?
So Hasegawa, and
So-
TJ, feel free to chime in.
Do they still have all the rubber hoses and metal springs and all that
Yep.
stuff in them that the old
Oh,
Nitto
yeah.
kits did?
So, TJ, you brought this up. I think the new Hasegawa ones, like the Mac 44 I have here, has the rubber springs, but the traditional Wave ones still have the Gucci stuff. Is that correct, TJ?
No, Wave does the whatever that's
It's the
soft
Nitto
plastic
ones,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, just the original Nitto ones
Yeah.
have that. However, the larger walkers like the Kuster and the Crote and the Lunagans and I think the Nuo Spotter and the Krakenvogel, the big tall thing with the big head, that has the springs and all that stuff in it. I think there's the
Nice.
only kits that come with those now.
Nice.
Nice purple reference, Bob.
I will say, Mike, also yesterday, the order we made from Tokyo wasn't for injection molded stuff, but these garage kits that I think they're licensed by Mac in some way, shape, or form, TJ, because they have
Yeah,
the
they're
color
legit.
cards in them.
Yeah, they're legit.
I love hover tanks now. I keep telling everybody that. Someone on our podcast last night called them kidneys, and I can't stop thinking about that now.
It does kind of look like a kidney. That's
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've had a renaissance moment.
Oh man, it's just hey, I got money in my bank account. It needs to be spent. So
And you got all the other tanks.
Yeah, I know. I actually downsized when I left Pennsylvania, but that was quickly
Yeah, I did that
reversed.
once. Remember, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike epically said, you know what? Having a stash is stupid at the speed I build. So I'm going to get rid of all my kits. And then when I want to build the next thing, I'm going to go out and buy it. And even if I have to pay for more on eBay, it still saves me money in the long run, et cetera, et cetera. And then what exactly happened, Mike?
I realized there was no fun in that. That building a stash was as much of the hobby as actually building models.
So we reacquired all of those items that you got rid of, or many of them.
No, because they were all crap now compared to this stuff.
You mean I bet you had Imperial series kits you were dumping.
No, I didn't have any of that junk. No, that stuff was always terrible. I had all the worst stuff, really. All the Eastern European stuff from
Eastern Express.
Yeah, Eastern Express. Oh, I had a stack as tall as you, Eastern Express. Allen, tons of Allen. Still got a few of those.
Therapy-inducing kits, man.
I mean, that was the only game in town early 2000s for that obscure Russian stuff. You want a KV-85, you got to do Eastern Express, right?
Ooh, man, you had to go there.
Well, I just heard your podcast. So
I know.
I had to just. Doesn't Trumpeter have one?
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, jeez.
And so does the Bronco one, by the way.
It's a no-win.
Oh, Mike will take all 3 kits.
And then this happened.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So Mike will take
teeth.
Yeah, Mike will take all 3 kits, that turret, scratch build 50% of it, and come up with a KV-8.
You know, Mike, you should just, pony up the money, go to Kabinka, measure it yourself, and then
There's not one.
Oh.
There's not a surviving production KV-85 in the world until they drag one out of a bog in Ukraine. There's not one.
And there's 12 or 14 photographs of production models.
Yep. You can count them on your hands and toes.
So is it just a minor chapter in the KV book by Neil Stokes, or is there any solid reference books on it?
It's a minor chapter in Neil Stokes' book, and I've talked to him ad nauseum a couple of nights ago.
He's probably like, get this guy off the phone.
Well, it was on Facebook Messenger, but it was fun because he understands the lack of information. He acknowledges that. Really, that's not a stretch. There's like 12 or 14 photographs total, and only about half of those are worth anything. Like nobody knows what is actually under the turret overhang in the back, at the engine firewall to the engine deck. Nobody knows what that looks like, because the one surviving example near Leningrad or St. Petersburg is a converted KV-1S prototype KV-85. So it's not worth very much as a reference for the production vehicle, because who knows what they changed or didn't change.
And slashed, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's not like there were none of these things built, right? There were a couple of hundred.
Maybe 200, maybe 150, somewhere in there. It's an obscure thing, but I don't know. I've always liked it. And when this turret came out, because this turret from A-Resin out of Russia is basically a hand modified Eastern Express turret, which was the exact same thing I was doing like 7 years ago. And like, screw this, man. So it's and like the Bronco kit has weld seams where there shouldn't be. Like all the engine deck and transmission cover all have weld seams at the edges of the where the vertical sides of the hull come up. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if they looked at a museum vehicle, a pedestal tank in Russia somewhere, and they'd welded it all up so nobody could steal them. But none of those plates should be welded at all. And the turret is like cartoonishly too big on the Bronco kit. And then the trumpeter kit still has the IS series turret on it, which has an asymmetry left to right. If you're looking, if you're standing in the commander's hatch looking down the gun barrel, the roof plate that has the loader's hatch and the commander's hatch should be symmetrical left to right on a KV-85. On an IS tank, it's not, because they had to bump the cupola out further to get that big ass 122 millimeter gun in there. So that's where most of them screw up. Even the Eastern Express kit, I think, No, it actually has the correct turret roof, but it's just a very, very rudimentary and basic kit. So I'm still trying to figure out the Frankenstein I'm going to build, but I'm close.
Have you met Brian Krieger? We talked-
I've not met him.
You guys would be best friends. I mean, first off, he'll get you to build Mac, and
sorry,
then you guys can talk about KVs and IS2s and KV85. So
we may have chatted some through our page, but we've not made that kind of connection yet.
Yeah, he's really knowledgeable in Soviet heavy armor and kick-ass modeler too.
Hey, Mike, I don't feel bad about this. I've already lost you to Evan.
Oh, bitten by the stud bug.
Woo! Man, Dave, you've demoted Dave multiple times, Mike. Come on, man.
Evan is it's interesting. We have so much in common in our journey. It's uncanny. Dave said it's like Evan stepped out of a rip in the space-time continuum into my life, and he's really me. He's really me like 25 years ago.
Mike.
Yeah, mini Mike.
I don't know, Mike. I'd argue we're pretty close too with father's profession and our professions.
Yeah, that's a lot in common too. Yeah, our fathers were both dentists.
Well, let's get caught up on some shout outs. We got Warren Can joining us from Melbourne, Australia. That's awesome. So hopefully tomorrow you still like this live. Darrin RK wants to know where in Maryland you are. So however you want to answer that.
Well, I'm actually south down by the Chesapeake Bay, real close to Patuxent River Naval Air Station. Maybe 45 minutes south of D.C.
Are you in Chuck County?
No, St. Mary's.
Okay. My wife's whole family is from Chuck County.
Yeah, I remember you saying it's just up the road, about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Indian Head area. Yep.
Yep.
Darrin, you need to go over to PAX and find that Arado 234 fuselage laying on the bank somewhere. Have you heard that story?
I have not.
Yeah, so there's obviously there's the Arado 234 at Udvar-Hazy, but I think there's even pictures of a Hulk on the shoreline at PAX somewhere. Anyway, random story. I'll send you info later.
Man, there's no telling what is sitting out there off the banks of Pax River. I mean, there's probably a ton of stuff out there.
Jeff Orange joining us from New York and says Hasagawa's been AWOL. That seems to be sure. Good thing they're making money off of TJ and John buying Mac.
We're putting someone's kids through college.
That's right. Hey, Pete. Good to hear from you.
Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're headed home to have some fun after work. So,
no wheels. That's right.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But it won't really hover either.
Yeah, TJ needs to start that Nutcracker soon.
It's on the list. That's up in the build queue as well. I love that thing.
Yeah, the thing is huge.
Yeah,
huge.
It's sweet.
Patrick's got one of those Fleeter mouse kits. That's one I'm trying to get a hold of. That's pretty cool. Mark says the only reason JB has money in his bank is because he got all those free kits.
Oh, yeah, right. All of it was promptly spent on Mac, I assure you.
They weren't all just kits. He got free airbrushes, too. Come on.
No. I brought the airbrush. It was the mini compressor I got. Let's at least get the story straight.
Did you buy any drinks? Are those all free, too?
No, I bought drinks. Well, I came to your room. Remember, Rob Booth gave us both a bottle of whiskey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was pretty good.
It was good.
So I hope he started a tradition.
Just
That's right.
Just between us here, since nobody else in the world is listening, there will probably be some alcohol in our rooms at the Nationals.
The world famous Mojo hospitality suite.
That's right. That's right.
There will be Gumball Head in the room.
That's where the groupies are going.
Yeah, oh, God. I don't want those groupies throwing their underwear at us.
Oh man.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, it looks like we got a couple links.
I've got that photo.
You probably remember the URL.
All right, Justin Ryan wants Doug to wake up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'm always quiet. I'm always quiet. If I remember right, I'm the snitch, according to Dave. He may not remember it. It was middle of the night in Vegas, and he said I was the snitch because I wasn't saying anything. And it's always the quiet ones you
That's right.
can't trust. So that's me.
That's right.
I just sit here. I'm just.
You were the FBI agent,
That's right.
The informant.
the
He's a
informant, confidential informant, or CI in the business.
There you go, Sam from Australia, John.
Hey Sam, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
Sam.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll
good
pay.
looking dinner.
Maybe they pay by the mile in those free kits.
Sam will definitely get some free kits at Nats. Everybody loves an Australian.
Well, we're excited. Hopefully, the world stays stable enough that
Yeah.
Podfather Dave and the guys from On the Bench are going to be coming up to Nats as well. And
Yeah, man.
Sam is planning on coming, so we're really looking forward to that.
It's going to be amazing. Get everybody there.
Yep. Hey, if you guys don't mind, just want to take a minute and just wish the family of Patrick Perales well. He's a little under the weather right now. We're all thinking about Patrick. So, Megan, everybody, we've got you in our hearts and our minds. And hopefully Patrick recovers soon. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, real quick on that, Scott. I got right before we went on. I was talking to John Geigel over at Masterpiece Models on the phone, and he's posted a link to a GoFundMe page for Patrick on
Yep.
in the Grumpy Old Scale Modeler group. So if any of you folks are members over there, go over there and take a look at it. Yeah, he's sick. So he's
Yeah.
anything we do, modelers helping modelers. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, Patrick's good people, and he's a common fixture. He's a common fixture at the Nationals, and always good to see him. And hope everything goes well, and we'll see him at the bench soon enough. And yeah, definitely thinking
Amen.
about him.
yeah, absolutely. You can find that link on the Posse homepage as well. So, yeah, if anybody out there can lend a hand, I'm sure it would be much appreciated. All right, looks like Chris Wallace is joining us. Hey, Chris.
Oh man, we're a bunch of armor modelers, so yeah, come join us, Chris. Really appreciate your blog post. That was hit right at home. I love it.
Oh man, that's all right, Scott.
Speaking of IPAs, Dave, have you had the juicy IPA from New Belgium? That's
No, I've seen it, but I have not tried it yet.
good. It's real good.
I'll have to give it a shot.
And
It's on
Gumball
the
Head's
list.
not an IPA.
It's really good. It's on the
Gumball
list for when
Head.
Sam visits.
Gumball Head is IPA adjacent. But that I did not realize New Belgium was actually.
You guys
out
want to add a sixth member to the posse?
Yeah,
We've got a pending news.
Wait a minute,
Plastic
am I
Model
being-
Mojo has traded David Knights to the Plastic Posse podcast for $1 million in cash and a draft pick to be named.
I was going to say, I think they just cut him off of waivers. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not even
think
worth a trade.
right. I think I was just released.
Yeah.
You got to see his contract though. You know when Bilbo signs up with the dwarves. Yeah,
Well, I'm thinking right now this is an Antonio Brown incident where
Yeah, that's what I was
Dave's
gonna
just going
say.
rogue during the pod, and Mike's like, "Just get out of here."
Yep. Except I doubt I'm getting $1 million contract from another team.
hey John Marley. Hey John.
Hey, John. Got a lot of great participation from down under tomorrow.
It's like daytime down there.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Good to hear from you. And you guys are a little late. Where's another Miscreants episode, man? Oh God, please no. We didn't see it in Vegas, so that was a blessing, not a curse.
No. Not gonna happen.
I have heard of beryllium. I have not had it.
I've seen it, but I don't believe I've had it.
That's the Belgian one with the elephant on the can or bottle. Is that right?
Yes, you're exactly right.
Mike knows his beers.
Man, I drink too much.
I remember this is that great bottle.
That must be Wisconsin.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
All right, we've got looks like a very important question for Ivan here.
Oh, geez, buckle up.
See right here.
How come English beer sucks?
I can't answer that.
Car for his road test. Well, when he's in the States, we'll probably have an SUV and he'll have some room. I don't think the Lincoln will fit all of us in our models, so we'll have to borrow my wife's SUV.
Gonna let him drive?
Just drive in a straight line and keep everybody on your left.
I was going to say, if you're going through Nebraska, you can let him drive because really,
you just need a thumb.
Yeah.
I think,
manual or auto.
Steve, I think Darrin's gonna save us there. I think Darrin's working on a kit. TJ, are you modeling?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Good.
Trying to fish a wire through this leg, and it's a giant pain in the ass.
Dave's holding a B-52 or something.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, so some modeling is getting done. All right, so Ivan's no comment on what kind of car you're going to use on your road test.
I at the minute, I don't know. Not a clue. Whatever they give me.
What are those little black taxis you guys have over there?
They're not so little. They're hideous.
They are.
They are horrible.
They're monsters.
Yeah, I don't even know who makes them. I think a Chinese manufacturer produces them, and they get all imported.
So
and they are hideous and horrible and smell of piss.
I got a story about those taxis. So my buddies, they go to Telford every other year, and they were in a taxi in London, and they were leaving the train station to go to the hotel. And when they got out, the one guy left his box with his models in it, never to be seen again.
Oh.
There is a built, it looks like a silver SR-71 test aircraft that the Brits flew back in the 50s. But anyway, tangent time.
That's London. You leave anything anywhere, it's gone.
Yeah.
And some upstart taxi driver modeler won Best of Show.
Probably threw it at a dartboard. Oh, I'd love to have a Tesla. That's on my next list.
All right, so Ivan, you going to use your Tesla?
Oh yeah, yes, of course. I was nearly hit by one the other day.
You should have. You would have gotten Uncle Elon's money.
They are so quiet.
Was anybody driving it?
Yeah, she was asleep. I was going across a zebra crossing, which doesn't mean anything over here because people still drive over them if there's a person on them. But it was so quiet, I didn't even know it was there. They are terrifyingly quiet.
They actually have talked about adding artificial engine sounds to electric vehicles for that very reason.
Yeah, it's too quiet. Shopping trolleys are louder.
They could put a Stuka siren on it.
that would cause some PTSD in London.
They bombed our chip shop.
There's
Look at that,
Podfather.
Oh, how you doing, Dave?
Hey, man,
wait a minute, Dave. What are you talking about?
So, Scott, I wanted to plug this new book from Spencer.
Oh, yeah, it's a great one.
I feel like this is up Mike's alley.
Yeah, it probably is.
You need it.
Oh, he's spending your money, Mike.
He's just gonna send me that one, right, John?
Oh yeah. I'll get another one for free.
By the way, it looks like I'm getting a silhouette cutter.
Nice.
There you
Nice.
go.
All
Yeah,
right.
there you
That
go.
was the near unanimous conclusion of everybody who answered that post.
It's the right answer.
I
Yeah.
think it was
I think so.
unanimous.
Yeah,
Because
well,
all the cricket owners were throwing up their regrets.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's as I said, JB's was a strong recommendation.
Man, John, Ivan's people are coming strong, man.
I
Got
know.
all
Well,
kinds of sub threads.
going off, I want to go back to the silhouette cutter real quick. Dave, you'll need to buy a bunch of it's Aura Mask 8. Is it 810? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
810.
That's the one
This
you
stuff.
need. Oh yeah. Boom.
Okay.
This is the one. I don't know if that's it, but this is the one I get. And it's like pretty much the same that Montex use for their pre-cut stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Aura Mask 810. That's the best. Some people say, "Oh, try." Somebody recommended the Tamiya tape sheets, and I used one of those. Worst idea ever. It just
Yeah.
tears the heck
It
out of
tear.
Yeah.
It doesn't cut clean, from what I
No,
understand.
we need the vinyl because it has
Yeah.
the structural rigidity of it.
Right.
So that's awesome. It's another toy to play with. Did you get a hot? So here's the question: Is someone going to get a hot wire foam cutter?
I don't need to get one.
I've got
Yeah.
one.
You guys don't know what a bastard Mike is. 'Cause
Oh, we know.
I'm sitting here in my office working away, and I get texts from Mike with pictures of the foam cutter he's working with, the 3D printer he's working with. He's got all the damn toys at work, and they they encourage him to play with them.
Dream job, man. Can't complain.
So what's the foam wire cutter for? What do you guys use it for? I'm not even familiar with what you'd use one for.
So mine's in the
Bases.
background. I use mine to make buildings and vignette bases, and basically,
Okay.
if foam needs cutting like perfectly straight,
Right. I've got
that's what's
one.
for.
I've got one, but I've never thought about. I don't do dioramas yet, so
Yeah.
I've never even thought about
Yet.
it.
Yet.
Yeah, I'm never going to say I'm not going to do it. I'll try just about anything.
The thing is, once
these
you've done
boneheads
one,
got me doing armor.
yeah, once you've done one, you'll be like, yeah, I love doing this.
What's up, Shizzle Dizzle?
Hey, it's Johnson City boy.
Oh boy.
Hey, Grizz and I are from the same hometown.
Now that explains a lot to me.
Hey, Mike. Does that
Something in
mean
the water?
Mike? Does that mean you are related?
Maybe.
Because you're in the same hometown in East Tennessee, you're bound to be related to each other.
I got a corncob pipe.
Yeah. All the family trees in East Tennessee just go straight up.
RK wants to know if you build that silhouette cutter to the law firm, Dave.
There's an idea.
You know what? I actually had the firm credit card the other day. And damn, I should have done that. Of course, then again, it'd be hard to explain to my wife why I got fired for using the firm credit card to buy a foam cutter.
For a $100 piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I have one and I love it. I need to use it more often. Oh, there we go. You got a pounder right there.
Yeah.
Man, Dave, I feel like you'd be a good partner in Edward 40 Hands.
Anybody know the answer to this for Chris?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
I use Affinity Designer. It's a one-time purchase.
That didn't work.
He's gone into the void.
Yeah, been replaced by a desktop.
There we go.
So for Silhouette Designer, it comes with a software, a basic version. But when I make masks in Affinity Designer and then save them as SVG files, you do need to upgrade the Silhouette software to a slightly premium version, which for me only costs like £10 to upgrade it. Again, it's a one-off purchase. So I use them two in hand, Affinity Designer and the Silhouette upgraded version software.
Okay.
They're my two go-tos.
I may be reaching out to you once I get this in hand.
It's all right. I'll just send you the video that I stole all my ideas from.
I think Goldfinch and his crew just got a silhouette, I think, collectively, so maybe they can advise as well as far as what software they're using. My wife has one. And
but all their stuff is upside down.
I'm going to be watching this closely because that's on my short list of things to pick up as well as the silhouette. So
Yeah.
Expensive, but like a very, very worthwhile purchase.
yeah,
Hell, it's cheaper than my airbrush or my compressor.
I'm back.
Welcome.
hey, Mike.
So other tools. Do you have a vacuum machine, Dave?
Mike, tell us about vacuum machine.
He's got one
I
of
just
those too.
I just bought one. I haven't got it yet.
Did you buy the one you were talking on the pod? Is that the Chinese one?
Well, I was looking
Manufactured
at
in China?
those. Excuse me. But finally, one came up that was the exact same model that my dad had in the dental office
Okay.
for about the same price, which I know I can order parts for and get fixed. Should it
Yeah.
not work right? So I went that route. I don't have it yet. So
Nice.
stay tuned.
In the last 30 days, Mike has gone tool crazy.
No, I love it. What's the plate size on it?
It's about 4.5 square. It's not
Nice.
it's not real big, but that's pretty typical for those dental machines.
Bigger than the Mattel one I got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the sheet it'll go in, it's 5x5, but it's got a 1/4 inch frame on it. So
Right.
about 4.5 probably.
So I have actually a serious question. Go surprise there, but sell me on the value of a vacuum machine for us modelers today. I'm trying to think of a use case, and I'm struggling.
If you're an aircraft modeler, it makes a lot of sense for canopies.
Okay, that's what I figured.
If you're an aircraft modeler, now there are enough companies out there making enough vac form canopies that there's a lot of mainstream stuff out there. But if you're doing something a little bit weirder, you're doing something that's a resin kit, you're doing something that's off the beaten path a little bit, there's nothing that beats a vac form machine for making canopies that you can use.
I like playing with tools, so
I mean, you don't finish models, so you got to be doing something.
Oh, man. Woo, that's a bird. Wow. Hey, Alan.
Call
how's it going?
911. I think somebody's been murdered.
All right,
I'm
Dave.
sorry, Mike, I love
Patrick
you.
wants to know which one you're getting.
the most expensive one they got.
No. Actually, I think I'm going with this. Given what I do, which is mostly 70-second scale, I think the portrait makes more sense, just size-wise. Now, it's also a little less expensive too, which is great for me. And I don't think I really would need the bigger area.
But your podcast partner might need.
And what's really important, Dave? Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Mike's happiness is my number one goal.
All right.
No, I do not know any good lawyers.
Not even Jim Bates.
Yeah, especially not Jim Bates.
So
All
here,
right. This question-
Terrible, Alan.
This question's for TJ and Mike.
I'm further along than a TJ.
That is accurate. You are. I have not done any of it.
But if I'm the hare in the race, I'm about to lay down for my nap, and he's gonna blow right by me.
Because I would like to remind everyone I completed 23 kits last year, so I think I can get it done by March.
Humble brag.
That is
Yeah.
that's just
Right.
a brag. There's nothing humble about
Nothing
that.
humble.
I don't know
question
that
is-
I've completed 23 since I was a serious modeler.
Yeah.
TJ, are you going to Heritage Con?
What's that?
Are you going to Heritage Con?
Probably not. I wouldn't imagine so.
Is
Unfortunately,
Heritage Con going to happen?
That's a better question.
TJ,
I
you
mean,
going to be going to the Old Dominion Open down in Richmond this year?
That I will be going to. That's easy
Outstanding.
for me
What
to get
about
to.
Amps down in Hampton?
Amps,
Are
I'm
you
going to
guys
try.
going to Amps?
I'm going to try.
I would like to go to Amps this year. The drive to Norfolk is not. It's 10 hours. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I think we're all four of
hear
us
that,
are going to
Ivan?
be there. We're gonna
Yeah, Ivan.
We should do it all the time, man.
Oh yeah, in 2017 to Omaha for the Nationals. Me and two other modelers left Louisville at 9:00 at night. Drove all night. Showed up at Omaha about 7 a.m. the next morning. Pulled in, right into the hotel.
But then I'd get home on Sunday and think, was that all real? Well,
Yeah.
Did any of that really happen?
Well, I did all the
Number.
driving both ways.
Hey, Darrin, aren't you going to? You were talking about a showdown Texas you're going to.
Yeah, well, I'm on the COVID lockdown right now, so
Oh man.
the wife, the daughter, myself, all got us a negative test last Friday. So it's 6 days today. We actually got retested yesterday, so we're waiting on those results.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get our get out of jail pass, and I got to go to the grocery store or something. The hell out of this house. But
Hey,
no,
Luke.
not this year.
Oh, I'm happy to see Luke, chimed in and is watching. Luke, I've admired your work so much for so long. I mean, when I think of 48 scale armor, you are the guy, and your work dating all the way back to hyperscale and missing links, really inspirational. Especially the Steyr with the truck cab on it and the fall leaves, and your M18 Hellcat from back then, and even your your M4 Sherman as well. Great work. So happy to hear you here.
Hi, David. Welcome.
Hello.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that,
I think Dave's got one too there, Bob.
I bought one at a model show for like $10, but I haven't. That's it. Boom.
That's it.
And you can buy an upgrade kit from some dude.
I have the upgrade kit.
See, there you go. Windshields, Rado builds. There you go.
Yep, that's another good one. Yep.
So this is great. You have all these expensive tools, but yeah, you still bitch about a $40 aircraft kit or a $50 armor kit.
No, as Mr. Second Vice President and in charge of the Nationals, let me tell you the one that drives me up a wall. The guys who will bitch to the Second Vice President about the fact that the rooms at the Nationals at the Convention Hotel in Disney are $129 a night, and then go out and spend $70 on a sheet of freaking photo etch. It just never ceases to amaze me.
All right, we've got a question here, Doug. As a new armor guy, what do you have for advice for Ray?
Watch whatever YouTube videos you can from guys like Night Shift and the others, because and reach out to JB and TJ, because there's a lot of things as an airplane guy I got confused. I just didn't understand why they would do things the order they would do and when they would do it, and they get it right, and I didn't when I tried to do it my own way. So pay close attention to the other folks. Ask questions whenever possible.
Yeah, something Tamiya and 148 scale,
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah. What about that? Yeah, the Sherman M4A3 is a pretty solid first kit. I've got one of those. I was looking at it, and I wish I would have done that one first. A lot less parts than what's on this Hellcat, for sure.
What do you got left on the Hellcat?
I'm just weathering it
It's
and
so close.
finishing up all that stuff. Yeah, it's real close. I just need to get off my ass and finish it.
Looks good.
That's my mantra.
Thanks.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I wish, Rob. I'm trying to think of the next show I'll be at over there. I'd love to go to the AMP show. It's right next to an airport. I got to check how much tickets are.
It is.
So we'll see there.
Denver to BWI, BWI down to Norfolk. It's an easy flight on Southwest.
Robbie's concerned Jim's lost. So.
No, I can tell you, I talk to Jim pretty much every day.
We know where he's not.
He's filming a new scale Canadian TV tonight.
Well, it's about damn time.
Thank you. Would you mind telling him that?
I thought it was
I
laundry
tell him
night.
all the time, man.
See, I thought it was laundry night, and he couldn't show up without a shirt on. So
He said something about Cornbread was going on strike because you guys keep talking about him on Mojo. So he wants like a cut of the action or something.
Yes, as I have pointed out to Jim on several occasions, our use of cornbread is fair use, and he's not entitled to any compensation.
So what you're saying is Cornbread is a public domain pug?
No, we are not. We are not using cornbread for commercial purposes, and nor are we using his likeness.
All right, good news from Alan regarding Heritage Con.
Alan, if you're still around, I wonder if you guys are gonna have a special guest this year. Curious to know if you have anybody lined up, if it's possible.
They won't drop the shoe till the night before. I hope I'm wrong, because we want to go, Dave.
Yes.
Have you guys been?
No.
Oh my god.
I've never been to Heritage Con. Although
It's on my list.
If we want to talk about epic drives and Ivan, one of the longest ones I did was I attended the last Canadian Nationals in '92 in Ottawa. Ottawa to Dayton, Ohio, 13 hours straight.
It's like I like models, but not that much.
Oh,
Oh,
When I save this video to YouTube, Ivan, I'm gonna call this chat. It's all about Ivan.
no, Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan, that's right.
Hey Jesse, how's it going?
Hello.
Your M4A3 is looking stunning with your crew.
Uh-oh. Somebody scared Mike away.
RK, I completely agree. Luke is the master in 48th.
You know, that was, by the way, a genius move for them to get into 48 scale armor. I mean, that was just such a genius move. And frankly, I was surprised that more people didn't follow him into it.
Yeah, the Easy 8 I did in 10 days for ammo. That it's still one of my favorite builds. It's like you can get that built easily in a day.
Well,
And
Dave,
it easily stands up to 35th.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been 100 kits in. I'm sure they're moving those things. I think from what I understand in Japan, they're wildly popular. I think you can pick them up in Japan for about $10 or $15 equivalent.
Well, we've got all these Chinese companies doing 35th scale armor, which is let's admit it, a crowded field.
Yeah.
But everybody will buy a Tiger, Dave. It's business.
But why won't anybody any of those Chinese companies or Ukrainian companies start doing it in 48?
So
compete.
Soyata has done the Panther, and they're also their name is ceased, and I think they go under another brand now, and they're doing a Tiger. But I assume that the Panther was maybe a proving ground on if people are going to buy a kit, probably going to be a Panther, and maybe it didn't do as well as they thought. I actually don't own one, but I really want one. They look gorgeous.
Yeah, Bronco and Hobby Boss did a little bit in 48 scale.
Yeah.
So
close to getting that Panther the other day, with the scrubber cran and the full interior.
Yeah.
It's only like £50 odd, which for the full set,
that's a
good
deal.
price. That's a good price.
Meanwhile, 72nd scale armor seems to have taken off like nobody's business in the last 3 or 4 years.
Tack on, man, their stuff's tight. I mean,
Yeah.
TJ's built some. And I was going to mention earlier to Ivan, Ivan, you like the T55. Ammo's standalone T55, T54 is gorgeous.
Oh, I think it's great.
Yes, Mike, absolutely.
What did you get, Mike? What was that? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Zvezda is putting out some amazing 72nd scale stuff as well. I have one of their T90 kits, and it's really pretty amazing. Really nice, good stuff coming out in that scale.
The main retailer in the UK are probably E-Models. They've just got a lot of new 172nd stuff in. A brand called Vespid. And it's all German stuff because German stuff sells.
They've got all the Panther tanks.
Yeah, they look really good.
Oh,
And
gosh.
they're very
They
cheap.
look like they're 35th.
Yeah.
Ivan, another chance to mock you for not traveling. Have you ever been to E-Day?
What?
He hasn't left his town to go to the grocery store. I don't think he's gone across the channel.
Now that's one I want to attend. Is E-Day.
Yes,
I would
me too.
love.
That's why I
on
asked.
my bucket list.
Isn't it in a parking garage?
Doesn't matter.
It's in Czechia somewhere.
Yeah.
So a couple buddies from Pittsburgh went to it, and I think it's held in a parking garage. At least it was.
I don't know.
We all need to go to Mosin in Hungary.
Yes, that's
the
one I
one.
definitely want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's the new Euro Militaire. That's the pinnacle of armor modeling right there. And Grego or Giorgio, I apologize for the mispronunciation of the name. He's fantastic. Runs the show. They practically run the town. The town all focuses on supporting the show. Every bed and breakfast is available for it. We got to go. Fly into Austria. Take the train over from Vienna.
Well, we need to take all that sweet podcast money that we're making and pool it,
All of it.
pool it together and rent a private jet.
Dave, you can't let them in on the secret. We're taste-making elite for a reason. How do you think we get all this money from the manufacturers? You can't. Come on, we got to push our product. Don't spill the beans. But no, E-Day's on the list. Mosin, how about Shizuoka in Japan? That's the
yeah,
one.
Sir.
We got to go there too.
Both of my kids want to go to Japan, and my wife's a flight attendant, so we get ridiculously cheap airfare, and there's no good reason we don't go to Japan.
Yeah.
Japan's high on my list.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a weeb or anything, so let's get that out of the way. I just really want to go to Japan.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to go there for our 30th anniversary this last summer. Guess something got in the way.
So when
Yeah,
you guys
South
go to
Dakota instead.
when you go to Japan, I'll find the link and share it with you. There's a blog post that has all of the hobby shops in Tokyo, and it's on the major ones in Akihabara, but it's also the ones down the back alleyways that roll up the thing next to the pirated movies. I feel, and they got it's all the secondhand. It's unbelievable. There's a huge underground scene there of just it's a fantastic culture and fantastic place for modeling. We should just go. Podcast sponsored. It's a tax write-off, right, Dave?
There you go. Yes. Yes. It's a complete tax write-off.
I'm trying to think of other shows. We need obviously Telford. Ivan, if we can beg him to make the trek across town to see us. Maybe
Not without a trip to Bovington at the same time, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Ivan, when we go to Telford, can you stay in Telford, or it probably books up a year in advance?
Yeah, so the Telford we just finished. The day it finished, we booked our hotels straight away for the next year because they do go quick. Good thing is there are 3 main hotels in the town centre where the venue is. Less than a 5-minute walk from the venue.
Oh, nice.
So it's perfect.
Was it like San Francisco? You just pitch a tent in any easement between the sidewalk and the street and just camp?
I'll tell you what we all need to do is we all need to gang up on the Canadians and get them to hold another national.
I'd love to see one in Ottawa. I love Ottawa.
I am telling you, the Ottawa 92 National was one of the funnest convention experiences I've ever had.
Well, now they have the new War Museum downtown with the Panther and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
We got the Aerospace Museum out at the airport,
which is fantastic.
and the Houses of Parliament there. It's honestly one of the most beautiful places I've
Oh,
ever been. I'd love to see another show there.
The changing of the guard down at Parliament is wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
I had fantastic meals there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And for the 2 weeks in Ottawa in the summertime where it's warm, it's a great town.
We need
Where's
to.
my father at? Is he still out there lurking around? He's got some pull. Can he set something up? Come on, Dave.
There you go.
Alan, this is being recorded. You can either find it on the Posse YouTube channel or on our Facebook page after it's done.
It will also show up in evidence at our trials.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hey,
how's it
Mark.
All right, Mr. Sabo.
Oh, nice, Rob. I'll let you know. I think AMPS is going to be pretty well attended this year. I'm excited.
Yep.
Ooh, potential.
Ooh.
I wonder who it is.
Dun dun dun.
TJ, you've been
It's
holding
me,
out on
Dave.
us?
Now, Alan, that's how you do a teaser right there.
Ivan hates mom. That's clickbait, baby.
Well, with how I've been feeling recently, that's not far off.
Yeah, Ryan, those are the best kits.
Yeah, they're good.
But I tell you what, this Stug in 16 scale, it honestly builds up like a Tamiya kit. It's freaking gorgeous.
You talking
So-
to Dave Parker in that scale, any? Because I tell you that the thing about that scale is, and I think we talked about it on the podcast a little bit, is a lot of the eye tricks we use in 35th scale don't work in that scale,
Right.
So
and that's what
I'm so
makes it look
glad-
like a big toy when you're done. If you don't, you got to do something different. I'm
Right.
really curious what you're going to do, because
I'm so glad you brought that up because I actually posed that question last night during the test because I'm the same way with 32nd scale aircraft.
yeah.
There comes a fine line whenever you finish and it becomes toyish. And how do you go about fixing that to make something? I mean, that's why I love 48 scale.
Check
You
out Spud. Check out his
Mm.
1/16 scale Stewart that he
Oh,
did
I can't even
recently.
match that.
It's unbelievable. And David Parker's been doing great work too. But I mean, those guys are making every bit as good as far as the weathering goes as 35th scale. But yeah, I think it's just different.
Seeing
Well,
that
yeah.
Stuart in person was special.
Yeah, your point is right. How many times have you gone to the Nationals, walked down the row at 32nd scale, and seen all the Phantoms and F-14s, and how many of them look toy-like?
Yep.
Just because the same techniques applied to the smaller scales just don't translate to 32nd scale.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah, and I would say it probably goes the other way too. You see 72nd scale armor finished like a 35th scale kit in terms of chipping and weathering, and it's like blown way out of proportion.
Yeah.
chip like this.
You're right. You're like,
Right.
There you go, Ray. Another vote for a 148 scale from Quentin.
oh,
I hear
Quentin's
that.
from
I
you.
hear that. I hear that Nashorn is a great kit.
Oh Jesus! Well, I had the chandelier on earlier, but they told me I look like a Russian Orthodox.
Yeah,
Icon.
a church
Icon.
mural. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, all kinds of shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hobby shops
can't
in
wait.
Japan. It's incredible. Yellow Submarine, especially. You walk out of the train station, it's like right almost there. City that never sleeps, truly.
Well, I've been to Japan one time, and I greased the skids before I went. I told the person who's going to be my handler over there, which is essentially what it is, because if you go over there from the U.S. and think you're going to navigate that train system on your own,
Yeah.
you got another thing coming, because half of it's state-owned, half of it's private. It looks like a big bowl of spaghetti. It's nonsensical. But anyway, I told him I would like to, maybe if we had time, you've got to put work first, right? Go to a hobby shop, a good one. And I landed not at Narita, but the downtown airport in Tokyo.
Haneda?
Yeah, Haneda. And my handler, who eventually became a coworker in Frankfort, Kentucky, where I was working prior, picks me up at the airport, and we go straight to the hobby shop. I mean, right off the airplane. And it was Mr. B's Hobbies. It was in there's this big shopping mall that they're called Lalaport. And
Nice.
it was, man, unbelievable.
Yeah, I've gone twice. Yeah, I think we're all going to share that responsibility. Ryan.
I think I get them first.
There,
Yeah.
there, are there are waivers to be signed in order to be Ivan's handler.
What's going to be the opposite? That's when I was in Hong Kong, which has the same the road rules as the UK. God, what is it? Something painted on the sidewalk. Look left or look the other way, because everybody else,
Well,
everybody's used to looking the other way.
Hong Kong is another great place for hobby shops. You know, down in what is it, Kowloon or
Kowloon. Yep.
that area, the food, the nightlife, the hobby shops. Oh my gosh, fantastic.
Oh, we've been to that same shop, JB, have we not?
Probably.
The Continental Model and Toy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
The old man, you know, I walked in there. I was all by myself. I was study abroad, and I was like, let's go down here. I walk in, and just, you can't, like, I was a lot skinnier back then, but I still couldn't fit through the aisles. Like, it's literally floor to ceiling, and the ceiling's 20 feet tall, but he was a super nice guy, and they had stacks of boxes on the curb for like so much inventory. Like, puts it outside during the day. I couldn't believe it. And
I hit a
Hong
couple
Kong's
places
a
in
great
Taiwan
place.
that were like that.
Yeah.
I had to take my phone and actually put my phone down and take a picture so I could see what was on the bottom shelves. I couldn't. There was not enough room to bend down to get down to look and see what was on the bottom shelves.
Darrin, I bet we went to the same shop in Taiwan. I was in Taiwan for a weekend and found one, and it was awesome.
It's in a shopping mall, like on the third floor, and there's a gunpowder place. It's in the corner, man. It's just stacked full of stuff, man. It's insane.
We got a club newbie on the question here.
Glad to see you trying your local IPMS meeting. Listen, there's nothing better than meeting with a whole bunch of other modelers, and you've got the same interest, and you'll immediately hit it off with people just because of that. Enjoy.
But the hobby's dying. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the hobby's dying. We have more members in our chapter than we've ever had, but the hobby is dying.
Yeah, and some good news too, Dave. Did you see that, you know, IPMS has increased membership just from the launch of that wild apricot system? So that's fantastic.
Yep, and that was a much needed change. And see, that's all the stuff that people don't appreciate that goes on behind the scenes. That's a crap load of work.
Yeah. The Legacy board, they did a fantastic job, and I love it.
Yep.
Now for Nats though, you know, we're going to announce it here. You know, TJ and Ivan and we're going to do a little tag team weathering demo for armor. Maybe I can convince Sam Dwyer to join us if he's still there. But yeah.
That's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, JB.
No, go ahead. I talk too much.
Well, you said weathering. That just happened to see Mark's question. I don't think anyone answered it. He asked, "Is there such thing as too much weathering?"
Yes.
Yes.
No, there's not.
Yeah, if done right. No.
Gray area.
There's really not. Because I guarantee you, there's a picture of something that exists that it has the level of weathering that you want to put it on.
Absolutely true, but at the same time, and that's one of the things that you'll see people talk about, we aren't reproducing exactly in scale. We are creating an effect to give an appearance of an impression. So from you're absolutely right. From a realistic level, I guarantee you there's a picture of a Jeep covered in mud to that extent. But at the same time, if you actually do that, it doesn't translate.
That's where I would say you're incorrect. If you
Yeah.
do it right, it can translate just fine. The caveat is most people can't and don't. That's just
I think
most
you're
of the
right,
time when you
TJ.
see lots of like really muddy tanks,
Yes.
and this is no dig on anyone that has tried this. Most people aren't that good at it, and that's because it's really hard.
Yes.
However,
Yes, it is.
I've seen it done well where it looks real. And if you can do that, then then to me it doesn't matter, because I have folders of photos of tanks from World War II and on, especially some really good Shermans. From the hull down is mud because
Yeah.
they just drove through a creek or whatever, and it's disgusting. It's hard to do that right.
I agree.
But then again, even if you can't, if you're not the best at it, try it anyways, because you're never going to be better at it unless you do try it. So,
yeah, no, I agree with that.
but I get what you're saying as well. I just respectfully disagree.
Well,
Yeah.
where I was going is there's a historical context you can either subscribe to or not, and an example of this would be, I won't subscribe a name to it, but there was a model of a Kursk Panther built. Really nice looking model, but it was chipped and scarred all to hell. And at the time that tank entered the field, those things were brand new. So the tank was over-weathered. It did not look like that in that context. That's what I would say. So there's more to it than just if you're chasing something, you're representing this vehicle in this setting in this time frame. It all has to make sense, or it can be over-weathered.
See, it comes down to my favorite answer. It depends. I mean, it's a valid. I think you all have valid points, and of course, I'm going to speak to it from an aircraft perspective. But it really depends on the situation, the time and place, and what it is you're trying to model. The reference itself.
Well, I think you and your crew
Robbie,
have. You
Go
and
ahead.
your crew, you and your crew, Darrin, have a really unique perspective, I think, on the naval aviation, because you've seen these aircraft come on ships when they're brand new. You've
Yeah.
seen them after they've been deployed for months, and people quit
Yep.
giving a crap about them. As long as they flew and could shoot missiles, they were cool. It didn't have to be
Yep.
clean anymore. The paint didn't match, all that stuff. So,
Yeah, so that goes back to, like, I've got an F-18 in the cabinet over here that I'm another one that I need to actually get off my ass and finish. But it was the actual aircraft that I launched the night of Desert Storm out of the Red Sea on Saratoga, and it was beat to hell. But I also saw those airplanes when I first got to the squadron. 306, it shows up, and it's a brand new. I think it was Lot 10 aircraft at the time, but they were brand new. They had handprints and they had some stuff here and there, but they were not, patchwork painted and, dirty from cat shots and traps and, just all the salt spray and all that jazz. So, there are some out there. Robbie said CF-18s, the Canadian F-18. There's some nasty ones out there. I've seen them up close and personal. So it depends on really the subject that you're trying to do. That's my opinion.
TJ, would you say this? Would you say heavily weathered is harder to do and get right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. I mean,
Mhm.
I try. It's hard.
I've tried. It's very difficult.
I think there's different styles too, because I think Mike's argument is based off of modeling a historical vehicle from a photograph or a set of photographs.
fair
And
enough.
I think there's other people that model, like Martin will say right up front that his models are more of an artistic impression of a vehicle rather than something that's modeled off of a prototype. And so I think it depends on what you want to do. As far as Mark's question, though, he asked kind of about scale and how that comes into it, or kind of made a comment there. I mean, Is that like Dave and Mike? I know you guys like a lot of 70-second scale stuff and everything. I mean, is a 70-second scale model easier to weather than a 48 scale, or harder to weather than a 48 scale?
Ugh,
It's
that's a-
harder.
I think it's harder too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's harder. It's different because I think that, okay, on one hand, you're working with a smaller subject. There's less work overall. And also you can take advantage of some eye tricks that work in 70-second scale that would not work in 48 scale. Just to Mike's point about 35th and 16th scale. I don't know that it's harder. It's or easier. It's just different. I do think that there are some shortcuts in 70-second scale that if you tried in 48 scale, they would stand out.
So if 30-second scale is harder than 48 scale and 172nd scale is harder, maybe nothing's really harder or easier. Maybe it's all just sort of different, to the scale itself. Maybe it's all relative.
Yeah.
Well, it makes that stuff Chris Sieber's pulling off all the more amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please don't go there. I see that stuff and I cry. Panera bread?
I was going to say.
Somebody's hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
It was delayed. So we were talking about 70-second scale. This is some of my 70-second scale work. Make it big here.
Sucks.
That's horrible.
I can tell you for a fact this was hard. I struggled to make this look the way I wanted it to look, and I'm not 100% happy with it, but I think it turned out rather well.
You take this to Nats?
I did. It did
Curious
not
what they
did not place.
That's beautiful.
So what was the struggle? Not that I could do it, but what made it hard for you?
Because it's oops.
And I like the size references
Because
you
it's
have in there.
It's that big.
Yeah.
It like all this stuff down in here, just make speckling stuff small, because the photo I have is one of these on training maneuvers, and it's actually dirtier than this. I went a little easy on it. It's like covered pretty much all the way up to here in pretty opaque mud, and up the front too. But getting in they're out of scale too, and that's as fine as I could get the speckling through all of this was hard. And just to make this look like it's covered in mud and give it texture, but not make it like drown out everything.
Drown out all the detail on the hubs and stuff. Yeah, I understand. And that speckling, that's, man, I bet the paint viscosity had to be just about perfect to get what you wanted, because you could argue that the speckles get bigger on either side of that, right? You get the paint too thin and you're throwing big old splotches up there. You get it too thick and you're throwing big chunks. So, wow. Okay, that's damn nice, TJ.
Thank you. I think I have some more 70-second scale stuff in here somewhere.
I like the cigarette lighter one the best.
So Mark, I'm going to say that Darrin wins this question because his answer was it depends.
Yes, I would agree.
He does, and I think we've ended up there, right?
I like the cat.
Yeah, it's very realistic.
Oh, my cat.
Yeah.
There's some more 70-second. This stuff was hard too.
So is the cat a photo break between series of model shots?
Yeah, that's my cat.
I'm being serious, so that's where the photos change.
No, he was just sitting in the window, and I
Okay.
thought he looked cute, so I took his picture.
Well, I ask because if I shoot a series of photos and then move to something else, I'll shoot the floor or the ceiling or a piece of black paper or something, just so I know when I'm like uploading photos where to stop without actually having to look at the pictures. Very hard.
Patrick wants to know if anybody's tackled one of the Tacom 16th scale weasels.
Nope.
New.
Ian, our buddy, has one, and I think Jonathan just got one, right? Or he has one.
I've heard good things, but yeah, I don't know anybody that's actually tackled that one.
I love the one with the gun instead of the tow missile launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, long barrel 20 millimeter. Yep. All right. Well, it seems like all the Ivan bashing has quieted down for a bit. So if anybody else wants to make some comments, send those in.
That's what I'm here for.
You know what? Let's talk about Ivan right now.
Oh,
we covered the road tripping aspect of everything. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes, quite literally. Ivan, where are we going to take you to eat? We got a little draft list going, but talk about what are your ambitions when you get coming to America? What do you want to do?
Find a wife. Just like the movie.
We've tried to get him hooked up with farmers.
I was about to say, funnily enough, that has already been a topic of discussion.
Hey, Ivan, if you're looking for women, an IPMS USA convention is not exactly a target-rich environment.
That's what I say to everyone about Telford. Blimey, there's a lot. There's a lot I want to do when I'm over there. One of the main things is when I'm in DC, visit the Smithsonian. That's a big thing.
Udvar Hazy is amazing. It is plan a whole day there. It is absolutely worth seeing.
Oh, Jesus.
You're making me not want to come over.
No, it's awesome.
Hey, Ivan, what food that you haven't tried in England that you would like to try in America?
Costco pizza.
Yeah.
There's one 3 miles away from my house. I'm taking you there.
There's one about a mile from my house. We just joined.
Oh God, it's awesome.
For the pizza?
No, my super runs on 93 octane, and by far the cheapest 93 octane you can get is at Costco. I mean, two or three tank fills.
Well, what's happened? The last time I saw that, tires were half flat and it was dripping all over a piece of cardboard on your driveway.
The car drives every single day.
Okay.
So,
well, except in the snow.
So, Ivan, a better question: how much luggage are you bringing? Are you gonna do like you gonna hide one in another so you can fill up an entire bag full of stuff?
Yeah. So my carry-on is going to be my built models.
Okay.
Scary.
Good,
I'm allowed
good plan.
Good plan.
Two 32-kilogram bags each, so I can take two separate 32 kg bags.
Yeah. Bring your shekels because Master Club will be there, and their stuff is cheap at Nats, and that's the biggest regret I have of last year is only buying one set.
I think Mike bought 2, right?
I should have bought 10.
I don't build as fast as you, so I didn't buy 10.
I'm just concerned about what I can take back. So if I get anything big or bulky or models, whatever, I'm probably just going to have to ship those back to myself.
So
no, you have to nest. You have to nest your suitcase inside the big one. I do it every time I go to South Korea. I always go over there with one bag. I come back with 2.
And Ivan, for Nats, you'll see aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
You'll see tools,
decals.
Honestly, one of the coolest vendors is Bases by Bill. I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
This guy has some of the coolest bases, and you'll just want to take back a stack of bases to the UK because they're so good.
I saw them on the live stream.
And nobody should tell him that he's underpriced all his products.
I know.
No.
Jackson, they were $30, no shipping, no tax.
$30.
Yeah, that's a killer price.
Yeah.
I know. I came home with 5 or 6 sets of them.
This
Gorgeous. Yep.
base
Nice.
that was like $3.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, it's awesome. I wish I had bought a whole bunch.
Yeah, I have this guy. I mean, gorgeous, cheap. I think this was like a couple bucks.
And then, I mean, I bought this. This is, I think, MDF maybe. I can't remember what it is. I bought it on the internet. This was like $18 or whatever, and this was like $3.
Yeah. That guy
And,
underprices his product.
Yeah, it's like I feel bad. I want to give
Willie,
him more
Willie
money.
did.
That's like Steve at Value Gear. Some of these guys, you almost have to reverse negotiate. It's like, no, dude, not $3. Let me give you 10 for that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, when
TJ
I was getting ready to leave, Steve was like, "Just take some." I was like, "You got to let me give you some money for it. Let me pay you."
That's right. That's right, Chris. Metric shit tons.
Yeah.
That's right.
And seriously, breaking down boxes and putting things together is the way to transport large numbers of kits.
Yeah.
Take
case in
care,
a
Ray.
case, you know.
Thanks for
Ray.
joining us.
TJ, I was going to mention for bases by Bill, we should reach out to him and see if he'll do some. I know he'll do it. Custom bases for like Mac stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure he will.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
So JB mentions that because I don't know if people that aren't familiar, they use a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like squadron markings, but they're not. Let me see if I got. Oh, here's a decal sheet. So, yeah. So like this is for the Lunagans that I'm building. I don't know if anyone can see that. I mean, it's that's some sort of bee.
Yeah.
Or a hornet or something. No, I'm sorry, it's a pelican. It's some sort of bird, and the little I like that one, the skull and crossbones with the jack-o'-lantern.
Smiley
That's
face.
cool.
The one I'm doing is gonna have this right here on its hip armor, and that is a little devil guy riding a bomb with a torch.
Yeah, a lot of their stuff is heavily influenced by Luftwaffe and German armor unit insignia.
That's the best part of the kits is you buy them, and like here's a used one from what is this, the polar bear. I mean, it tells you right there. I mean, you got that's left over, and I've done at least one kit with this and used some of these on other ones. If anyone recognizes that little snowman,
Yeah.
that was on a U-boat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the decal sheets are great.
JB, you said you've got a package coming from Japan. I assume that's HLJ.
No, so
No.
it's a hobby shop out of Tokyo that I started following on Facebook not long ago, and then TJ last night while we were doing the practice live stream posted the link, and if I went quiet halfway through, it's because he gave me that link, and I was like, well, now I have to buy everything. So I think there's 4 of us that went in on the order, and there's probably 15 items on there, and they'll be all hopefully coming soon. I just sent a picture to TJ. All the stuff we ordered, half of it's now sold out. So I'm happy we ordered when we did.
Mike does that to me all the time.
Group orders are a thing in the plastic posse. So
Right. Stanley, wish you were here so you could sing for us, man.
Cinema Link.
Well, Stanley George, good to see you, buddy.
oh,
Okay.
I'm going to defer to Darrin. I'm going to let
Dave's
Darrin
got-
answer this question.
Dave's got jokes. Nice.
Yeah. Oh my lord!
Tell-
No, I'm gonna.
Hey, Dave, for yard work, I recommend OTB.
As we'll say OTB as long as you guys don't change your plans and make sure you get here to Omaha.
Amen.
yeah, you can meet us on the 9th green at 9:00.
Oh, and you're buying breakfast, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
I want to go back to a comment here from Jackson, and there's starting to be a lot of these 3D printed resin tracks. The only thing I'll say is they all look really, really good, but it seems like a lot of people are having issues with them staying together. And I think you're going to see, like anything else, the first few versions that come out, they're probably going to get better. There you go, Mike. What kind are those right there?
These are some early Sherman tracks from BJ DeBecker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Kinds
nice.
of concepts. He made those public. And, you know, I don't know if I'll finish my Posse group build. I was going to do the Firefly. And I think that's going to go by the wayside. And I've picked up a vintage Airfix M3 Lee, because that kind of, if I build the group build and do that, if I actually build the group build, it will be it'll be a tandem shot, right?
There's no if. You guys are going to get those guns done, and you're going to have all kinds of open room on that bench.
Exactly.
But the Airfix M3 Lee has that waffle pattern track that was on the British Grant tanks. So it's not the right track. So
I'm so Scott, have you met Mike and I before?
I have. I had a brief stay in the Mojo Hospitality Suite in Vegas.
Yeah,
A
and we
brief
have
but great stay.
we have the pictures for blackmail purposes.
So, Scott, I want to go back to what Jackson mentioned about Tank Rusher on Patreon. I actually am a Patreon member of his. Not only he has tracks, but he's got wheels. He's got different parts. He's working on a Hetzer, I believe, interior right now. I'm actually waiting for his Christmas gift to everybody. He's going to be giving out a 1/35th scale Brook wagon DW1, basically like the child of the Tiger One. And his CAD work's fantastic. His channel's really nice on Patreon. I don't even know what tier I'm at, but I'm at the tier where you basically get everything, and it's like $6.50 a month, so very affordable. And he's got Panther, Tiger, literally everything in 3D there, and just a super nice guy too. So thanks for bringing that up, Jackson.
You know,
yes, Robbie, there's a Firefly slot open now.
JB, you know, that makes a good point. As much as social media in general is a hellhole that frankly probably presages the end of our society, I've got to say modeling social media is pretty damn great.
Oh yeah, I mean, what I love is, you know, Patreon. You got people making a living off of it that deserve it. It's you got guys like they're getting rewarded for their work. Tank Brusher is a great example. You know, he's got all this fantastic CAD work. You know, this is just an avenue for him to share it, and he's super nice. And you know, I obviously follow Martin, who's throw the money in the bucket for him. I mean, it's really great. And same with YouTube as well. Like again, we mentioned Evan earlier. Yeah. Another fantastic, you know, content creator on YouTube. Sorry, Ivan.
Ivan, did you flinch?
I love you both. I mean,
he's wondering where all the Patreon money's going.
That's what I say. I'm not getting paid for this.
But no, I agree. And going back, Jackson mentioned, you know, BJ's tracks are fantastic. Yeah, and BJ's a great person. You know, very welcoming. He hosted Brian and I down at his shop. I mean, we're gonna have him on the pod at some point because he's got a wealth of knowledge all the way back into the '90s and about, you know, the industry itself and working with John Rosengren and the boys out in California. So he's a wealth of knowledge and super nice and just really technically capable too of doing some awesome CAD work. And he has like 37 printers, I feel. So, like a print farm.
Awesome. Well, John, should we? We're coming up on 2 hours. The East Coast guys are probably getting a little tired.
What about Ivan?
Pour them.
I drove 10 hours to Omaha. This is nothing.
Dave's a night owl anyway.
I haven't even finished my second beer.
He's just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
He's about to get funny.
Scott, you've been emceeing the whole night. Let's talk about your bench. What did you slam together? Share with everyone. You've been secretive about that.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I did a little slammer on a little Mang Tune sci-fi build, little 10-wheeled truck. It's there's a Chinese science fiction movie called The Wandering Earth,
Yeah.
And they have this really great, it looks like a lot of modern armored cars, but a really great design. And they made a little tune version of it. It's about the only model you can find of it, and put that together. And it was really kind of an exercise to make sure I could still start a model and finish it in just a few days. So it was a lot of fun. And
Scott, did you actually watch that movie?
I haven't seen it. I'd like to, but I haven't seen it.
I've seen bits of it, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely some good designs. Apparently, it's one of the top 5 highest grossing Chinese films of all time for them. So it's pretty popular, at least in that part of the world. So yeah, I'd like to see it. Yeah, and then I got a couple other things done. Got a Bandai AT-AT down off the shelf and got that all into primer, and picked up some reference material with some help from our good buddy Aaron Cook, AK Armor, and he got some good builds he sent my way as far as inspiration. But that's going to go back up on the shelf. We've got some group build entries that need to be done before Nats, and I'm not a very quick builder, so I got to get on those if I'm going to be done in time.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I was gonna say, I bet you're faster than Mike and Dave.
Oh man, you guys, now that's a bird. I mean, that's a bird.
We're pouring your drinks in Omaha. Remember that?
Yeah, right. That's right. You're going to get roofied.
God.
That was Dave, not me.
I'm sending Darrin some metal tracks for his M36 he's working on right now, and I think once he's COVID free, he's going to send me some of his blood so I can give myself an injection and whip through kits like he does.
There's a lot that are at about the 80% stage. So let's don't say roll through. TJ's got that blood.
Yeah, that's
23 in a year.
I can relate to that 80%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm dead set. This one here is going to completion. It was supposed to be a slammer build,
but that's a B.
Yeah.
That's a B, a low B.
How's the intakes on that?
They're not bad. They're really not bad at all. They went. Actually, they're quite good.
I saw
issue with them.
Someone was struggling with them online, and I don't. So that's why I'm curious. I had to ask.
Yeah, I mean they fit in snug, and they have a natural demarcation line in there for the gray to the white. And as long as you get it, smooth, you can't even tell. So I mean,
nice.
I actually did this technique called it's a latex paint pour down the intake. So I got it all done and did that, and they came out great, no issues.
I'll tell you what, I built the CF18A Hasegawa kit in 72nd scale. Probably the most difficult build I've ever done. And I'm not sure that it had to do with the kit as much as I think the F-18 has some of the most difficult shapes to model.
They do. They do, especially the nose area.
For
some reason up there along that nose is really, really tough.
What's that kit run, Darrin?
It was right at $100, I believe. Actually, no, I take that back. I'd have to check Sprue Brothers. I think they're between $90 and $100.
Nice.
Assuming he paid for it.
Yeah. Hey, so
I've got a buddy of mine that gets some stuff.
He knows a guy.
He knows a guy.
Some stuff it costs. So
it fell off the back of a truck.
So you brought up Sprue Brothers, Darrin. I do want to mention, from an IPMS perspective, we definitely thank Sprue Brothers. They are critical to the society and supporting the IPMS Nationals. So just a random shout out for them. And by the way, I think they have some of the best service in the business. If you order something today, you'll probably have it by Sunday.
JB, I ordered something from them on Christmas Eve, knowing that it's going to be delayed because it's the holiday. I got an hour later, I had an email notification saying it was shipped.
Jeez.
JB, people don't realize how revolutionary Sprue Brothers was. In 2005, when they premiered, the problem pre-2005 was all of these web stores would advertise that they had stuff in stock, but they really didn't. They just listed it. You'd order it. They'd order from whoever it was, and you'd be back ordered forever. The Sprue Brothers change to making real-time inventory was revolutionary. And now everybody does it. But back then, nobody did it.
Yeah. Well, I'll also say I got to give a shout out to Andy Hobby Headquarters. You know, I ordered it when I realized I got COVID. I ordered their kit on Monday, the Stug, and it was at my door that Thursday. So they had a really quick turnaround time too. I know they, you know, when they transitioned to the warehouse, there were some delays, but my last order with them was flawless. And what was cool was the shipping app. I could literally see my Stug making its way across the United States and on what street it was in Denver. And I thought about going out and be like, just give it to me now. I want it now. I don't want to wait. So I did see that too. That's why I asked. I thought Sprue Brothers threw up that Lightning deal for a wicked good price not too long ago. That's practically free.
Yeah. At least that's what I tell my wife.
That's a ModelGeeks comment right there, man.
Yeah.
Practically free.
That's right. That's their
$58.
trademark.
It's practically free.
Well, as we start to wind down here, Darrin, what's going on over with the ModelGeeks? You have anything you want to talk about as far as upcoming podcasts?
No, leave me alone.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. All right, Dave and Mike, what about Mojo?
Mojo is about to kick off our third year, which is incredible. I can't believe it. I mean, all of this has exceeded all our. Did we even have expectations, Dave? I don't know if we did or not.
We'd have been happy if 50 people were listening to it.
That's probably true. We just appreciate all the camaraderie with the other podcasts. We appreciate all the fans and all the listeners, and it's. I don't know what to expect in this coming year. We've got some new things we're going to try, and there's a lot of podcasts now, so we're not going to tell everybody what those are yet because there's so much going on. It's harder to find differentiation, but I think we're succeeding at that. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to another year because I'm hoping the wedge and the lack of shows opens even wider and we get to a few more places because Dave and I got to a lot of shows in this last year, and for Dave, it might have been a step down, but he got back into the show scene. For me, at least in the last several years, I probably went to as many shows in 2020 as I've ever been to, in at least in recent memory.
Yeah.
So that's all a great thing, and we're trying to set up it and record it at as many of those as we can, and it's just a lot of fun to meet all the people, and we look forward to you. So if we're at a show and you see us there, come up and say hi.
Yeah.
That's probably the most fun of all of it, really.
The single thing that blew my mind was back in February when Mike and I were at the indie show, which was our first show post-COVID. We're in the model room talking to each other about a model, and a guy walks up behind us and only from hearing our voices says, "Oh, you're Mike and Dave." And that was just that was weird. That was unexpected.
We had to wear T-shirts to get people's attention.
No, you did not. That's bullshit.
Well, it was at Telford. At Telford, as I was queuing up outside, I was just waiting to go in, and a guy was like, "You're Ivan. I was listening to you on the way here," and I was like, "Ugh, that's weird." But
well, Ivan, you're
weird,
kind of
great.
You're kind of unique. You're the only person here that's actually been on two different modeling podcasts.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait a minute. I've been on two different modeling podcasts because I PPP had us on once.
Oh, that doesn't count, Dave.
Okay.
We can all say that.
Yeah, I know. I was trying.
We've been trying to convince Ivan to bring the Stasher Cash segment over for a special shout out.
I would happily do it for one episode only.
Well, you should. Okay, we got one episode.
Yeah,
All right.
I heard it.
One
It's a
episode.
contract.
Dash or cash. Listeners, send a picture of the kit to us, and we'll go through it.
Deal.
I'm looking
Hey,
forward
John,
to
I
it.
want to say to John's comment here, I never got free stuff. I got something discounted once, but I never saw free stuff.
Well,
I
I
tried.
got a free PPP T-shirt at the Nationals, and man, that thing polishes my car better than anything I've ever had.
I was going to say, joke's on you. We all
Oh,
took a turn
man.
sitting on it.
Oh, man. Darrin, you back with us?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a mic issue. My earbuds are about to die. So
Oh, man. What's going on with the geeks? What you got planned over the next little while? Anything you want to talk about?
well, I mean, real quick, we got we got some good stuff coming. I don't want to divulge too much, but we got some good stuff coming for 2022. We got a meeting tomorrow. The four of us are getting together with our production meeting for our first drop here on the 14th, which will be our anniversary show, 1 year. So
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We have had a blast putting on the Model Geeks podcast, and we're looking so forward to another year. And we got some good things coming, so stay tuned. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. I'm
Awesome.
looking forward to getting together with all of you in person at Omaha, because I'm telling you what, Las Vegas was a freaking blast.
Yeah, it was a blast, and I'm looking forward to Omaha. And real quick to Robbie, so that's not a bad idea, Robbie. A Hornet group build, but yeah, after Nats, let's do that. Maybe we'll once the A4 group build's over, the next one we'll roll into is maybe an F18 group build. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, I've got one to go.
Yeah.
I've got, just so you know, Darrin, it's right here. I'm
There
ready.
it is.
There you
to
go.
start
The
on
scooter.
this one. That's right. I love this airplane.
Yep.
See, I like Will. I like Tomcats. If the Tamiya Tomcat is something that I've been eyeing for a long time.
That is a sublime build.
Everybody's got
There you go,
scooters,
TJ.
man.
Yeah, I got one too. How about that?
Yep.
Either way, if you guys do the Hornet or the Tomcat, I've got both, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of
TJ
fun. We'll pick one of them.
TJ, what's on tap for you here in the near future after the Lunagans?
Well, I got to build that Skyhawk, and then I got to build that dude underneath of him. I got to build this little fella that was graciously sent to me by Ammo.
Not jealous.
Cool.
One Brita. And then way more Machine and Krieger. 2022 is the year of Machine and Krieger. Yeah, I've been into it for a couple of years now. I've done a handful of kits, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I've been inspired to do a lot of it. I think a lot of that has to do with Brian Krieger, whose work is just sublime. So I know soon after that, I got this big bitch. So I'm gonna do this thing.
Pull out that hole again and show everybody the size of that kidney.
Yeah,
I love that one. That one
Hover
to me
tanks,
is
man, dude.
It's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Blimey.
There you go. I mean,
It's like a horseshoe crab.
it's like the size
Yeah.
of
Honestly,
bigger
it's
than my
horseshoe
face.
crap.
Yeah, no. Every time I see it, all I can think about is here's a Simpsons reference for anyone that's listening. There's an episode where they go to the beach, and Milhouse and Bart are like on the beach spying on Lisa, and Bart's using Milhouse's glasses, and he just like throws them down on the ground and walks away. And Milhouse is just sitting there like, "Oh, my glasses!" And the horseshoe crab like crawls up next to him. He's like, "Oh, good doggy," and he pets it. That's all I can think about is this little thing just like crawling up to you. I have that. That's like really high up on the list on the queue to build. I would like to do a little scene with it, but Brian's already done one and it's amazing. He's got one that's like being serviced, which they're unmanned, so you don't really get to put a crew on it. So that's, you want to put figures with it, you have to kind of do a service scene. So I don't want to copy that, but I got to figure out something because I don't want to build it and set it there. It's too cool to not be in a little vignette. So
Yeah, that is true. And it does come with a couple of suits, right?
yes, this one does. It comes with a couple 1/35th scale suits, which are, I don't know if anyone's seen those, but this is how big they are. So they're little tiny fellows. This is a cow's. It flies. Obviously, it's got rockets on the back, but
We'll let Darrin respond to Daniel here.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that's a true statement. It's a great little kit, and anytime I can find them, I grab them. You know, it goes back to who said something earlier. Hasagawa's not doing anything new here lately, so you know, those things are out there. They're just not making them anymore. So when I find them, I grab them.
JB, what's next for you?
Oh man, I got the Stug to finish. Hopefully, I paint that this weekend, and then actually, I got a bunch of projects, but one of them is a 3D printed tank.
Nice.
So,
What the heck is
Oh,
that?
that color looks familiar.
That's a lot of cleanup on the front end. That's what
so
that is.
this is Object 279E, and then what's really cool is I go from a hover tank with no tracks, but I make it up in this one because it's got. But fortunately, as you can see, I'll just have to remove the supports. But otherwise, you know, they're freaking gorgeous. This is the company out of Singapore called Resin Scales. Shout out to Martin. He's building the AMX right now on his channel.
Mhm.
That's probably recognize the color of resin, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Completely 3D modeled off of the vehicles from the video game, and they're doing some other fantasy stuff too.
Come on, TJ.
TJ.
They run. I think I paid a little over 200 for this, and that included shipping.
So that what you're showing me brings up a question I've always had with these 3D printed kits. It's a kit. It's got more than one part. So unlike Dave's Battlestar Galactica.
That had 5 parts.
No, it didn't. It had one.
No, it had 5.
It had one.
5.
The suspension and all that. Why not make all those parts instead of one big assembly? I mean, is this? I think some of the 3D printed stuff would be more accepted among the diehard builders that are, you know, oh, you didn't build that, you printed it, and there was no work involved. I mean, there's a lot of cleanup on that. I guarantee that's going to suck royally. But why not cast the tracks separately? Why not cast all the wheels and make a traditional kit format out of it instead of all this ganged up parts?
So, spoiler alert, I think us talking here are the minority of modelers, and the majority of modelers would prefer this.
Okay.
I prefer that.
I mean, be honest, I prefer it too. So
I hate it.
I really
I hate it too, Ivan.
Oh, see,
I'll buy you a beer in Omaha.
Construction is a means to paint. If you provided me built things, I'm good for the rest of my life. But no, I think, you know, Mike, you bring up a good point. And if you look at their website and then you look at the people that are engaging with them and the group that's kind of supporting the resin scales, like user group or modelers group, I mean, it's a lot of people that are just, you know, your typical modeler. They're not diehards per se. And I think also probably from a manufacturing purpose too, this is a lot easier.
I guarantee you that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I love it because I'm going to hopefully build this thing in a weekend. And fortunately, a lot of these connection points are on areas that need to be textured. So clip it off, rough sand, texture.
Well, JB, it's funny you say that. I at one time was, you know, paint and finish. It's what I enjoy. Now I find I've gone the other way. I enjoy construction more than paint and finish.
Yeah, and there's no, and again, it goes back to there's no wrong way to hobby. We all have our preferences,
right?
And you know, I think for me, it just and like TJ mentioned, you know, I just love to paint for some reason. It's just, every time I love to airbrush specifically, and like the wash, from airbrushing to wash is kind of like my sweet spot. And then once I get into dirt and mud, it like scares the bejesus out of me. So,
You and me both.
I get bogged down there, but I truly do love to paint, and I think that's where you really see it come alive. But going back, I saw Stanley's going to be in Omaha. Oh man, they're gonna have to like put up pop-up tents for temporary housing there. I feel next door, because all the hotels, I think most of them are like getting sold out. At least the convention ones, and the ones next door are filling up too, I believe.
Yeah,
They're sold well quick.
Yeah.
So, are you guys in the convention hotel at least?
Oh
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
we got first day. We've got a suite.
Yeah,
And
we got a
then-
suite as well.
Good.
So what night are you guys hosting, Darrin?
What-
Because I need to get some sleep.
Okay, Mike objects to the fact that that we keep the party going until midnight or 1 o'clock because he needs his
that's
8
not
hours.
true. I object to the party going to midnight or 1 a.m. every night of the show.
Well, I'll say in our room, we were with Steve from Value Gear was there. We were up till about 1, but the last night we just decided to stay up till 3, take a power nap, and head to the airport at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
and then
heard
Scott
some
and I
stories
drove
about
home
that.
from there.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Yeah, that was a late night.
there's a last night gamble there.
Yeah.
It was a
That
good
probably
night.
worked. That probably worked.
I think
Doug,
there were a
what
couple of geeks there with that one. There weren't there?
Doug, what's your plans here for the next little bit? What's going to
Well,
be?
This is my current project. I'm
Oh,
in
nice.
paint on the
Oh,
Spitfire.
nice.
I've got some. I want to do a little bit more color variation on the main colors, and then I'm going to actually attempt for the first time. I've got stencils. I'm going to mask off and paint all my markings. So I've never done it like that. So, and then after that, I've got the 2 group builds, and if I'm ever just hankering for something little to do, I've got 2 Star Wars builds in process now, the speeder bike and the big Millennium Falcon. So anytime I feel like just to change a pace, I'll jump onto one of those.
Have you looked at that 72nd scale Razor Crest?
Scott just got one.
He's going to steal Scott's later. Don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
don't worry about that.
Well, Jim did the smaller scale one and really enjoyed it. So I'll be interested to hear how that goes.
Yeah, I want to see one of those.
Yeah, the Bandai kit's really, really nice, but it is very small. Very small. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
I'll tell you what, they sell 2 options. They sell one natural metal, and then they sell one half price that's plastic. I bought the natural chromed one. It looks really good, and there's not much cleanup. I'm going to hit a few spots with some different color enamels, but it's a gorgeous little kit and well worth it.
Yeah.
If you get it at Hobby Lobby for 40% off.
Yeah, Jim really enjoyed his. I know.
Well, gentlemen, we are just about 2.5 hours. This has been a great chat. What a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody jumping on with us, and all the listeners, all the great comments we've had. We've had some fun, mostly at Ivan's expense, but
Yeah.
not completely.
And Mike's too. We were hard on him. I'm sorry, Mike. We're still friends.
Hey, sometimes I need a push.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all right.
Hey, Ivan, we will definitely buy you a beer in Omaha.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can agree to that.
So
I will
a
have to buy
lot of
anything.
people told us they were going to buy us beers in Vegas, and you know how many beers were bought for us?
Yeah, I know. Well, we supplied most of them.
Hey,
Ivan,
Crown.
In exchange,
will
you'll have
say.
to explain spotted dick to me.
And on that bombshell,
And on that bombshell, it's time to end.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to let Ivan go to bed. Well, thanks again, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime. And man, all this talk about Omaha just keeps the fires burning. It's going to be epic.
Yep. Can't wait to see you guys again.
It will be
Ditto,
amazing.
Yep.
Good
And
deal.
Podfather, if you're still listening, we're holding you to that. We'll see you at Omaha.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right.
Keystone Light. Yes, I agree, Sean.
Legit.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right.
Take care. Take care, everybody.
Good night.
Cheers.